In this video, we are going to start talking about borrowing money or loaning a certain amount, for example, bank loans a certain amount to a customer. And at first, we are going to study something called simple interest. Okay, so what is simple interest? It's very easy to compute. All right, so let's imagine that you borrowed 7,900 from a bank, and the annual rate that the business quotes you is 6.9%, because they're not going to just give you the money and then you would repay them exact same amount. They're going to charge interest, right? And so we need to figure out how much interest they're going to charge if this is the rate that they're giving us. But it's also going to depend on the time. So if you are borrowing money, for example, for 3 years, that's not the same thing that you would borrow the money for 6 years, right? Because you have more time to accumulate the money to pay off. All right, so let's take a look at how to compute the amount of simple interest they're going to charge you, and then also the total payoff amount, including the interest. Now, I showed you in the previous lesson how to compute a certain percentage of a number. So, for example, 6.9%, you type that, just a percent, and then you type the number, and it gives you the answer, right? Now, that would have been correct if this was a loan for 1 year. But because it's 3 years, you're going to have to multiply this answer by 3. Okay? So that's basically what it is. Now, you can also now that you know how to compute it with this trick, maybe you should also start getting used to converting the percents to decimals, because we're going to need that later. So how do you do that? Well, 6.9%, in order to convert it to a decimal, you would divide it by 100. Okay, so this is really the same thing as taking 0.069, multiplying that by 7,900 and multiplying that by 3. As you can see, this expression and this expression really give you the same exact answer. All right, so for now, we're just going to do it this way or that way, however way you want. And then the last part is the loan payoff. So this is just the interest they're charging you. That's not the total amount of money you're going to have to repay. So to figure that out, we're going to take the principal or the original amount that you borrowed and add the interest. And then you are actually going to repay $9,535.30. Okay, now let's take a look at the second example. So start with the rate. So it's 5.1%. Multiply that, or this trick, you can use that, the trick in Desmos of using that of something, and then 14,900, and then multiply that by the years, and that's going to give you the interest. Imagine that's just the interest in 6 years. It's like $4,559, right? Really a lot. So now to find the total payoff, you're going to have to add the interest to the principal. And that will go in here.